The idea, though, that get comfortable with debt has kind of been something that's been hard for me. I don't know if you can relate to that too, but it seems like every time you take on debt, especially if you take on new debt or more debt than you've had to kind of grow your practice or expand it, there's this feeling of like,
what did I do?
Defeat, I think.
Yeah.
Of like
I went backwards.
My gosh, I just went backwards, right?
Yeah.
And that's I think that's normal.
Yeah, it's normal. And I thought maybe we could start by talking about, what are the, like, how do businesses grow? Because kind of the first point we want to make is it is normal, like you said. There's 3 ways businesses can grow or start and grow. You can bootstrap it, which means you just take the cash flows from the business and pay for the stuff that you got to pay for to grow.
That's what that means?
Bootstrap.
I thought bootstrap was actually taking the straps off of your boots.
I wonder what the story is behind that, actually.
It's both.
Yeah.
I've heard it both ways.
It's both.
I've heard it both ways.
So you can bootstrap it.
You're both right, okay?
Yes.
What's the second way you can do it?
You can raise money. So you can sell off pieces of your business, like a stock.
So you could sell
capital.
it to an associate. You could sell it to a partner.
Mm-hmm.
You can sell it to a group of investors or individuals. You can sell stock in your small business and get the value of the equity.
Yeah.
And give away a percentage of your company.
Why don't you talk about that for a second? Because we've been talking about that lately, investments in private business and things like that. What's the difference between a tech company who's building some software who can go raise some money from different partners and a 1 location, 6 operatory dental practice raising money from partners? Like, why is it different for the tech company and the dental practice?
Well, there's a term in business called cost of customer acquisition, and the more expensive it is to acquire customers, the harder it is to acquire customers, the more money it takes. And so businesses that have a really small cost of customer acquisition can bootstrap and grow for quite a while and get to the point to where they may not need large amounts of money. There's also a difference between a service and a product.
Yeah.
And
I think that's probably the main difference in why a dental practice can't.
Yeah.
Go
both of
raise
these,
money
they're both relevant. If you think about how much it costs to buy a customer in dentistry, I mean, it's not going to be for most dentists. You could spend between $50 and $100 and probably buy a customer, buy an appointment, buy a visit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all you have to do is give away a free comprehensive exam.
Yeah.
And they would show
some
up.
whitening.
So you can invest $100 to $150 to $200 and you're going to get a customer, and then you get, in the future, they're going to have all of these visits that they'll pay you for, and it's worth investing a little bit of money. What businesses often look at is they look at a break-even point and they say, how much money would I have to spend to get to the point where I can buy the target amount of customers I want? So in a dental practice, if I want to get to 2,000 customers, then I just have to spend a certain amount of money to get that. And if I want 2,000 customers and each of them costs $100, then all I'm going to be spending is $200,000. So if I had $200,000 to just throw at marketing one day, I could probably buy
a whole practice
worth of patients if I could get that money to be used efficiently. And when you say, well, that's the limit of what I want to get to,
mm-hmm.
and all it's going to take is $200,000 to do that, then an investor is going to say, well, that's not really an investable amount of money. You're not going to want to give away. You're just going to go to the bank and get a loan for that $200 and put it towards marketing and build your own business. You can keep all of the equity.
Yeah.
And
because there's not an incentive for someone to be like an outside equity partner
in one location.
Right.
So sometimes you'll see, dental practices, that's kind of the value of having a large corporate chain, is being able to bundle a lot of people together, and you could spend more than that $200,000 to buy lots of patients for lots of practices. And in some cases that can make sense. But services like dentistry, just they definitely have different motivations, different economics for investors than a product like software.